So then I think it's time.
Is it time?
It's
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 time for us
it's
to
time
shock the
then.
world with our number one slot for top 10 quarterbacks here.
I I think the hater in me probably left two guys off.
The hater in me left one guy off, and it might have even been the same guy, one of the same guys you left off.
I was
So
thinking I was thinking if you left one of these guys off, it would be this guy. But
the hater in me. Who did the hater in me leave off? I'm curious because I didn't try to look at this through like, nah, this guy doesn't deserve to be. It was more of like, who do I really want to put in my top 10? And like some of it at the back end, just like my wide receivers, like it might have been a little predictive. It might have been a little like I got a pretty good feeling. But generally speaking, like all 10 of these guys, I would say are
I
top
think
10
all yeah,
quarterbacks.
definitely all 10 of these guys deserve to be in there, but the problem is there's other guys not in here that you could say deserve to be in.
In fact, if I'm looking at this, like 1 through 9,
Uh-huh.
under no circumstances would I take them out. 10 is like the one guy that
10 is definitely the guy I could see take off, and then uh I think some
gonna
people
I
I think
am
some people could argue 8 and 9 on mine, but I feel good with having them there.
I am actually a lot higher on one quarterback than pretty much everybody. In fact, okay, the hater in me left somebody off. I'm not gonna
All
lie
right,
to you.
let's get into it. Let's do the
Yeah,
same thing for wide receivers. When we say our
yeah.
one our slot, if they're the same, we keep it moving.
Which means we do not need to talk about Patrick
Especially
Mahomes.
we don't know yet. But I was gonna
Okay,
say, especially for the quarterback position, because this more than anything, these guys are discussed.
this sparks
If you
conversation.
know who these guys are that we're about to
Yeah,
name, so if we say their name, you know their pros and their cons. We're gonna move on.
yeah.
All right,
Number
starting
one,
off with
sir.
number one.
What you got?
Are we counting down like 3, 2, 1? Say the name to see if they're the same, or are we
Sure.
gonna?
Why the hell not?
All right, we'll do it on one.
All right,
All right, 3, 2, 1.
Patrick Mahomes.
Mahomes.
Oh wait, that.
You
Wait.
said Patrick Mahomes. I said Mahomes.
No, no, no. On one meant like 3, 2, say it, because that'd be the one.
Oh.
That's what threw me off.
Okay. Well, I'm not a
All
professional
right, are
countdowner.
we doing 3, 2, 1, say it, or 3, 2,
I guess
say
we're
it?
going. I guess we're going on go then.
Okay, that's good.
Okay.
All right,
Anyways, Mahomes. We both said it.
Patrick
We can
Mahomes.
move on
There we go.
to number 2.
Yeah,
All right.
all right.
3, 2, 1. Burrow.
Joe Burrow. Oh, we're just doing last names.
I've just been doing last names. You can say whatever you want.
Okay. Well, there are some quarterbacks like you do first name. Like I got a couple guys here that are first name basis for sure.
Uh huh. I think I have all mine written down as last names.
I'm just no. There's like for sure. There's 2 players on here that nobody refers to by their first name or by their last name. I mean, everybody refers to them by their first name.
I have that. I have one of those players that everyone calls by their first name, but I still wrote down just their last name.
Okay, fair enough. Are you gonna say which one are you gonna say? Just
Uh,
want to do full names.
yeah, we can just do
Henceforth?
full names
Okay.
going on. We'll do full
All
names
right.
going on. But right now we're
All
still
right.
in sync. Our 1
Number
and 2
3,
have been the same. Number 3. So 3, 2, 1. Josh Allen.
Josh Allen. Okay. There
Okay.
we go. See, and I
Right.
think we're gonna be in agreement on number 4 as well. So
Yeah, I think.
yeah.
Yeah, I
3,
think
2, 1.
Lamar
Jackson.
Jackson. Perfect.
All right. That'll do it.
5.
So I I doubt it.
All
Doubt
right.
it. I think I'm higher on this guy than most.
Okay.
So all right, count
All right.
us off here.
3, 2, 1. Justin
Matthew
Herbert.
Stafford. Yep.
Okay.
Oh, whoa.
I know, given me, but the problem is I do like him, but to me there's a gap between those first 4. There's a gap between 1 and the rest, but then there's a gap between 2 through 4 to Herbert. But people do not see that gap and overrate him into being even above some of the guys 2 through 4. At least a friend of ours might do that.
I got a couple guys on here that are ahead of him for me because of the dog. Personally, that's like, and the Stafford is up there for that reason. Like,
Yeah, Stafford
again,
is.
I am. Nobody's
How
probably gonna
dog
have
is Stafford? How
He's
dog is Stafford?
bulldog.
He's bulldog. He's
Bulldog.
Georgia dog.
Yeah, that is a dog. All right, that is this man is awesome. And I really like. I fully understand. Like nobody's gonna have him higher than 5, and very few people are even gonna have him as high as 5. Um, I don't know, man. He's just got something about him, something about him that I. There's just a sauce to Stafford's game that has always gone so underappreciated
Hmm.
that
He got
and
appreciated in one single offseason when he won the
yeah,
Super Bowl.
and he proved that he could do it ultimately. And
Problem
that's
was he didn't get Super Bowl MVP, so maybe it downplayed just how much maybe he deserved to
well
be credited.
because Cooper Cup had
Oh,
a
I agree that Cooper Cup
arguably the
should have won
single
it.
best wide receiver season ever at that point, especially capped off with a Super Bowl MVP.
If
I
you,
think it's fair to say.
including postseason, I give it to him.
Yeah, regular and post combined, I think Cooper Cup arguably had the best single season.
Yeah.
You know who his quarterback was? Matthew
Who's
fucking
that?
Stafford. Okay, you know who holds the wide receiver record
Receiver.
for a single season? Calvin Johnson. You know who threw him the ball? Matthew fucking Stafford. Okay, this guy slinging it. He's got an absolute piss missile. Just love his game, man. Love watching him play. Love watching him throw the rock. And yeah,
And
I
then
understand it's not going to be.
I have
Not
Herbert at 5. Just I guess this is just a toolsy pick that you do see individually look really good, at least, for 3 quarters. And then he does something within the fourth quarter. He's got a signature move in the fourth quarter that
signature move. Many an occasion.
yeah.
Talked about it a few times. Too.
But it's one thing is the situation he's been in hasn't been the best in terms of overall team. He's had some guys to throw to. I mean, he's had Keenan Allen. He's had Keenan Allen.
Well, he's had Mike Williams for 3 games a year.
Austin Eckler had good seasons.
Especially as a receiver.
Yeah. But he just hasn't done it in the playoffs because he's been there one time. Blew a huge lead, which when you blow that big of a lead, the entire team is at fault. Some people want to only blame one side of the ball when a team blows that big of a lead, but that's that huge of a lead. You couldn't get one more field goal. You couldn't take one more longer drive, something like that. But ultimately, his hair, his looks, his tools.
He's a handsome man.
I'm gonna put him at 5.
I may be a hater, but I have never once doubted that he's a handsome man.
Okay, so then number 6.
I'm realistic.
Number 6. 3,
All right.
2, 1. Matthew Stafford.
CJ Stroud. Okay.
This is where I have Stafford. I didn't think you had him. I didn't think you had him too crazy high. I could see why he'd be at 5. I just have him sitting at 6.
I am almost ashamed that I have Stroud as high as I do, because I didn't want to, and I didn't necessarily expect to. And then I was looking at it, and I was like, "Fuck."
Yeah.
I actually do have Stroud really high, and I am ashamed. I don't like admitting that Stroud is this good. Stroud's really fucking good. I can joke about it all I want. Stroud's fucking insane, and just the aura that this man exudes is unheard of, and there were several games where he simply just willed this team on his back. Not that Houston was just unsalvageable last year, but it was a first time like they were figuring shit out quite a bit throughout the season, and especially earlier on. And earlier on, when a lot of shit was still coming together, Stroud kind of kept them above water until they could figure it out. And then when they did, the results were great.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, I fully expect that to continue this season. And I only expect him to get better, especially now with, again, I don't think, Stephon Diggs is like
wide
the
receiver
Stephon
1
Diggs we've seen in years past, like 2019, 2020, 2021. Stephon Diggs. But at the very least, he's another good weapon in there for him.
Yeah.
And I only see it getting better. Second year in the Slowick system. You got to keep your offensive coordinator, who is a very hot commodity. Like, I think he's going to be even better. I have no reason to believe it. Like, this is somewhat projection based, somewhat based on last season. Like, Stroud's going to be really good.
Yeah, and then Stafford's one of the few quarterbacks in the NFL that has won a Super Bowl, and you feel like that they played a massive part in them winning the Super Bowl. So just given what he's done, the system that he's in, the head coach that he has, the weapons that he's going to be throwing to, You still feel good about him, so I got him at 6
Yeah.
on top of everything you have already said.
Uh,
Number 7.
I'm hoping we're in agreement on this one.
We can't be.
You don't think so?
No, like I know we can't be.
Oh, because I've already picked you. Because you've Stroud here. Okay.
We don't know yet.
Yeah, I think so.
All right. 3, 2, 1. CJ Stroud.
Jordan Love. Better than Justin Herbert. Jordan Love. If I must say so myself. Jordan better than Justin Herbert. Love is his full name.
Well, here I'll finish out the Stroud.
Yeah.
It's a good Christian man right there. Using the power of God to propel those footballs into the end zone.
He has the power of God and anime on his side. He's very, very outspoken about it.
That's I'll leave it with Stroud. You pretty much said everything. Just wait for Tank Dell to come back and really see the numbers Stroud's going to be putting up.
Fantasy football champion Tank Dell.
That's correct.
You damn right.
I still got to get that fucking
better. Next paycheck. You get it done.
Damn it.
Jordan Love, man, I was as big of a Jordan Love stan as anybody when he was drafted. I was fighting tooth and nail on draft night defending this man, talking about this is a good pick, actually. You're supposed to draft a quarterback before your current one stinks. That's how you do it. You're supposed to let him sit for a little bit behind a legend. That's like ideally what you do instead of just throwing him to the wolves. And I was really excited for him last year. And it got off to a pretty good start. And then there were a couple of games where you were like, oh no. Right. Oh no, this is not. And I very nearly gave up myself.
Wow.
And then he came back and I said, I'm sorry I ever doubted you. You are the greatest thing since sliced bread. And if ever there's a non-Titans jersey that I'm purchasing, it's going to be yours. And I still believe that if I ever have the funds to do so, I will probably be getting me a Jordan Love jersey at some point. Because I love this man. I love everything about this man. He's fucking incredible. And just the throws, this man, I hate to say it, against Dallas, some of the shit. Granted, I mean, any quarterback could have beat the Cowboys that day with how Matt LaFleur was coached up a storm. But another guy I'm a lot higher on than I used to be. I used to be biggest LaFleur hater around, you know it. But yeah, what a season for Jordan Love, his first year as a starter. I cannot wait to see what he does long term. Like, I have no doubts about it. He's the guy. He's the fucking guy.
All right. Number 8. 3, 2, 1. Jordan Love.
Justin Herbert.
Okay.
Yep.
For me, the whole thing with Jordan Love is really that it's just been one full season of play. One season that was up and down. But as high as it got, especially, playing the right level of football he needed to at the end, what he did to my favorite team, I couldn't leave him off the top 10 after what I was forced to witness.
Yeah.
Obviously the sitting method is just the way to go. Because of how cerebral the position is, letting a guy sit, study to the extreme in a professional setting for years is just going to reap benefits, especially when he's behind a Hall of Famer.
Yes, and yes, live game reps are so important, and Jordan Love is proof of that, I would say, because we saw he had to get some of those reps in, but it's not like the years you spend waiting don't matter.
Yeah.
They do. They absolutely do. And I can only hope that J.J. McCarthy gets a chance to sit for a bit, which is what it looks like it's going to happen.
Yeah, it seems like it's going to help our Sam Darnold narrative.
I hope Drake May gets some time to sit. Brissett is plenty good enough to play. Just play Brissett for a bit. Let Drake May chill out for a second. Drake May can overcome adversity. We've seen him do it because good Lord above knows he had plenty of struggles with that last year's Carolina team. But why bother? Just let Brissett hang in there for a year.
What a terrible year to be like a Carolina football fan.
Yeah, the last couple of years, really. The last couple of years,
that's a basketball region.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm with you. That is, if you're a Tar Heels guy, you're definitely more excited for basketball season, football season.
Yeah. That's it for Love. Did you want to say anything about Herbert at 8?
I don't hate him. I need that to be known. I don't actually hate Justin Herbert. Quite like Justin Herbert. I think relative to other people, I am lower on him, but generally speaking, I'm not low on him in a sense of like I don't think he's good. No, I think he's awesome. Um, I just need to see more. I hate saying it because this feels so like there's nothing like quantifiable about this. I just need to see more it
Dog.
factor. I need more dog. I
Yeah.
need something like football at the end of the day, right, is a game of like, holy shit, did you fucking like Stephon Diggs against the New Orleans Saints in the 2017-2018 playoffs. Like
Mhm.
that's what football is in its essence. I need to see Herbert do shit like that more often.
Like when
Because
it matters, like
every
fourth
great
quarter in
quarterback,
playoffs, he has moments where it's like in the first quarter, like what a crazy play.
Tom Brady's entire career was painted with those kind of moments.
Yeah.
Right? Like Brady never had like the biggest can. He had a good arm, always had a
Yeah.
good arm, but it's not like he was slanging like Mahomes or Allen or Herbert was. Like nah, he just had that thing on him a little bit. Like he could sling it, but he wasn't slanging it. And but Herbert has the capacity to be like the best in the league.
hmm
That's what's so frustrating about me with Herbert. Isn't that
You got
he's not
all of the
good?
tools.
It's that he could be the best. Realistically, he is more talented than Patrick Mahomes. He is just as talented as Josh Allen. He could be the best in the league, and he isn't, and he hasn't really gotten that much better since I would say year two. I think there was a jump from year one to year two. I don't think there's been much of a change since year two. I would like to see more because he is capable of more. And that's what bothers me with Herbert. I think that's the first time I've ever admitted that, both to myself and
Wow.
just openly.
The pod brings stuff out of you.
But when I really thought about it, because I've always wondered, I'm like, man, why do I just vitriolically despise talking about Justin Herbert in a positive light? And I'm like, oh, it's because it's wasted potential. It fucking pisses me off. That's what it is. It frustrates me because he's like almost there, but he's just not quite there. And it's like, but you could be. And I think he could. Like, I hope he gets there. I've never wished anything bad. Like, I've never wished a player to fail in their career. Like, I want all these guys to get paid. I want these guys to have generational wealth, take care of their families, take care of their families, like set them up for success. Quarterbacks, especially, they're the ones most capable of it. And this guy could make more money than anybody if he was really putting himself like together completely. But anyway, I've talked enough about Justin Herbert.
Number 9. 3, 2, 1. Brock Purdy.
Aaron Rodgers. This is I can't leave him too far down on this. I think he'll be worse after this injury, and it's still a Todd Downing and a Nathaniel Hackett coached offense. In fact, I saw something the other day. It was like, Todd Downing was getting the play calling duties in the 2-minute drills during OTAs. It's like, okay, it's Hitler versus Stalin. Who gives a shit? Like, it's not going to be a successful formula no matter who's calling play. It's going to be Aaron Rodgers making bullshit happen with Garrett Wilson, and it's going to work. Like, that's what's going to win them games offensively. It's not going to be the play calling.
Brees Hall.
Which we're used. Well, yeah, that too. Very fast man, very, very, very good football player. Fantasy RB1. I think he was the highest scorer last year, just in general. Something like that.
It's probably CMC.
I think Brees Hall outscored him. If not, he was very close. Brees Hall had a great season last year. Like, nobody talked about it. From a fantasy perspective, I'm from a regular perspective, dude, Brees Hall's a damn good player. But from a fantasy perspective, like, people just did not talk about Brees Hall's season. And they should have. Because it was really good.
Oh, here, I could probably find it here. Let's see. But for Brock Purdy, at some point, I feel like I do have to reward, like, winning and being a part of that. And not getting in the way.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, he's in the system that he's in that's benefiting so greatly. He has the players around him that's benefiting him so greatly, but he put Purdy's dog into Justin Herbert.
Man,
You've got the greatest quarterback that ever lived.
what a football player.
I mean, but Purdy has the it without having all of those physical tools.
Yeah.
But he has enough. His physical tools reach enough at the NFL level to get him by. But what he's able to do mentally, how he's able to understand the offense and execute it. And he's just they win. They win so much with him. They haven't won it all with him.
Yeah.
But we'll see. So I'm gonna put Purdy at 9.
And I think there's an argument to be made, and I think it's very fair that Purdy is like easily like the gold goose Kyle Shanahan so far. Like this is the guy who just gets it when it comes to his offense. Like he trusts him. Because he's going to run it the way he wants him to. And like he doesn't do like the Jimmy Garoppolo bullshit. He's not like just chucking the game away twice a year, 3 times a year, whatever. He is. I think I'm with you on the thought process here of rewarding the fact that he is not only not getting in the way, but is also sometimes like somewhat of a catalyst for these victories. Like he has just genuinely really, really good football games.
So CMC was RB1.
Okay,
and Brees was number 2.
Okay. I knew Brees was really high up there last year. But yeah, you're right. CMC being number 1 makes sense.
And
you and I both got him 3rd overall. I mean, that's crazy.
Number one player actually is Josh Allen, though, at least in this.
Enough.
But anyways, so I had Purdy at 9. You had this is where you had Aaron Rodgers. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, number 10.
Does that mean to say you have Rodgers at 10?
At number 10, the final slot for both of us. Stop trying to guess who's next. Let me.
This is where you had Aaron Rodgers. That would lead me to assume you have him in your top 10. There's only 1 slot left, so it's got.
But why do you need to spoil the 3, 2, 1 countdown?
Oh, I didn't because I don't know for sure. I'm not in your head.
Oh, okay.
Hey, look, man, you're the one that phrased it the way.
3, 2, 1. Aaron Rodgers.
Kyler Murray.
Ooh.
Doing with Kyler what I did with Marvin Harrison Jr. I can't have one without the other. I want the combo meal. Give him 2.
Yeah, 2-piece.
Like I've said, I don't even know how many times at this point. People are gonna remember real fucking quick how good Kyler Murray is.
Yeah, I think if I were to pick a quarterback to shoot up, not only into these rankings but maybe even higher than just 10, it would be Kyler.
Yep. So glad we're both. I'll let you talk about Aaron Rodgers first before I go any further.
I mean, we've seen him play really good at this older age.
Yeah.
I was looking at 10, and I was just looking around at who I should put at 10, and I was like, let me put a guy who's won multiple MVPs, who has won a Super Bowl. Let me do a guy who at least I know has done it at the highest level, because some of these other guys, it's like they're good. They've made some run in playoffs, some of them to certain degrees, but there's a pedigree with Rodgers that I'll respect and put here. A little worried coming off the injury, but we'll see how it looks. He's getting to throw to Garrett Wilson. That's about the only positive.
He got 3 games of Mike Williams.
Hopefully more, but we'll see. Passing, handing the ball off to Breece Hall, and the attention
they have
that he's
Malachi
going to
Corley
get.
now as well. Although if it is Todd Downing calling plays, those screens are not going to go to Malachi Corley. They're going to go to whatever 3rd string tight end is on the Jets roster right now. But anyway.
Yeah, but I'll put one of the most gifted throwers of the football we've ever seen on the list. I'll put him in there.
Yeah.
Rodgers at 10.
Yeah. If there was anybody I would like people I wanted to include here but couldn't, that would be Brock Purdy, of course. Jared Goff, I
thought about pretty hard.
He's probably 12th for me. I really like Jared Goff.
Probably 11th for me. Dak
would probably be 13th for me here. Jalen Hurts is probably going to be 32nd for me. No, the hater in me was like, yeah, I'm not putting Jalen Hurts in my top 10. This guy blows.
Jalen Hurts and Dak Prescott were the ones that I said I'm a hater. I cannot put these men in here.
I cannot in good conscience put Jalen Hurts anywhere near my top 10 quarterbacks. It's not. He's 16th. I really just don't give a shit. I'm gonna be
top 10 auras.
Also top 10 nicest dudes in the league. Hurts is a nice fucking guy.
Top 10 hard workers.
Yeah, top 10 work ethic, top 10 like I like would give the homeless guy 5 grand for no reason. Like yeah, like Jalen Hurts is a very nice guy. He's like work ethic is insane. Leadership is great. Ability to throw the football, not his strong suit. It's easy when you have AJ Brown and Devontae Smith and Dallas Goddard.
Hmm.
Um, he's just not.
And had Jason Kelsey,
Yeah,
Lane
had the
Johnson.
best offensive line in the league for a year, and then had one of the best last year. You have Jeff Stoutland coaching those guys up. It's not like they're going to be awful. They
Right,
have
right,
Cam
right.
Jurgens, they have Landon Dickerson still have Mike Johnson. Like that's Jordan Mailata. Like they'll be fine. They will be fine. Um,
Is
hell,
the
Tyler
Will
Steen.
the
If he,
tush push be the same though?
it'll be effective. I don't know if it'll be run quite as frequently
Hmm.
because I think the whole like, well, the tush push works because our quarterback squats 600 pounds thing was overblown. Hurts did not have his feet on the floor the entirety of the play. How does that? Where does that come into play?
Yeah.
He's not. He's not propelling anything with his legs. He's just surfing across Jason Kelsey's back, and Jason Kelsey's gone.
Yeah.
So, it's gonna be interesting. We'll see if whoever if it's I think probably Cam Jurgens playing center for them this year. I don't know for sure. If Cam Jurgens is a very similar build to Kelsey, and I think Kelsey's build helped with the way they leveraged it was nice. So maybe if he gets the technique down, the tush push is not really noticeably the difference between how it was last year and how it's been versus how it's going to be this year. We'll see. We'll see. My money says probably not quite as effective, but I also don't think it's going to be like off the face of the earth or never using it again.
And then I don't think we gave Jason Kelsey enough credit for being healthy enough to keep playing after that many tush pushes. Like within
Lord
the
have
season.
mercy, his body was taking
Like
some
within
damage.
the season.
Yeah.
Like we
Well, I
could
mean, he
see.
even said like because of his
Yeah.
body, like he was wanting
Yeah.
to play anymore.
So we'll see if the next guy can not only execute it but then get up the next play and be
Cam
able to
Jurgens is
guard,
going to retire at
block.
27 because because Nick Sirianni doesn't know how to call up real plays. So Jurgens is going to be retiring before he's 30 because this fucking dweeb doesn't actually know what he's doing. But anywho, this is not a Nick Sirianni hate session. Although I'm never opposed to calling for one impromptu. So that's fine with me. But anywho, yeah, that's the top 10 quarterbacks.
Top 10 quarterbacks are done.